Rawteur, if you thought this Colbert-Trump movie was over, you'd be wrong, because President Trump joyfully lamented the end of Stephen Colbert's show, saying, and I quote, "I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings." Ouch. And Trump didn't stop there. On Truth Social, he added, "I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next, has even less talent than Colbert." He even took a swipe at Jimmy Fallon, calling him the moron on NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show, while praising Fox's Greg Gutfeld as better than all of them combined. Trump being Trump, he turned a network decision into his own personal roast session. By now, you know Colbert called the $16 million CBS settlement with President Trump a big fat bribe, so it makes sense that Trump would tap dance on the metaphorical grave. The two have a history. Colbert has been one of Trump's most consistent late-night critics, turning monologues into viral moments. Trump, in turn, has often fired back with personal jabs, so this latest back and forth fits a pattern. But the timing has everyone talking. While some, like myself, believe the cancellation was more about ratings and financials than political motivation, politicians are still raising red flags. Late night as a genre has been struggling for years. Production costs are massive, with reports suggesting Colbert's show cost CBS over $100 million annually, while pulling in far less than that in ad revenue. Insiders say The Late Show was losing close to $40 million a year. Those are numbers that even a network with deep pockets can't ignore, especially in a market where streaming dominates and advertisers are pulling back. But numbers don't tell the whole story, and that's where the political angle comes in. On Thursday, both Senators Elizabeth Warren and Adam Schiff floated the idea that Colbert's firing was politically motivated and that America deserves to know the truth. They're pointing to the optics. Colbert criticized a settlement involving President Trump and Paramount, and almost immediately, CBS announces his exit. The following day, Senator Bernie Sanders echoed their sentiments, stating in part that Colbert's firing just days after slamming the CBS-Trump settlement was not a coincidence. Sanders tweeted, "Stephen Colbert, an extraordinary talent and the most popular late-night host, slams the deal. Days later, he's fired. Do I think this is a coincidence? No." End quote. That's not just concern, that's an outright accusation of political interference. Now, here's something that I found a bit interesting, because just days before, on Tuesday, Skydance CEO David Ellison met with FCC Chairman Brendan Carr, who we've spoken to length about on this channel previously, and some of the other commissioners to discuss Skydance's proposed acquisition of Paramount. Meetings like that are routine when you're seeking approval for a multi-billion-dollar merger, but the context makes this one stand out. In a follow-up letter to the FCC 2 days later, we're now learning that during the meeting, they also discussed CBS's commitment to unbiased journalism and its embrace of diverse viewpoints, principles that will ensure CBS's editorial decision-making reflects the varied ideological perspective of American viewers. That's corporate speak for, we play fair, we don't pick sides, please approve our deal. And then almost poetically, hours later, Colbert announced his show was canceled. Coincidence? Calculated move? Or just the cold math of a declining late night landscape? When you add in that CBS is under Paramount and Paramount is hoping to be under Skydance, and all of that is sitting on the FCC's desk, the dots might not connect perfectly, but they sure do line up on the same page. Either way, late night is looking very different in 2026. So which late night show do you think will be the next to go? If this is your first time here, welcome in. If you've been here before, hopefully you're subscribed. And to see more Raw reports, check out this video right here.